What's up, Backgammon fans? My name is Wilson, and I'm here to talk a little bit about Hackgammon. Now, you already might have seen this on shop.backgammongalaxy.com. It's on there. You can buy it for 19 euros. But what the heck is it? So it's basically a card game that I developed to work in conjunction with regular backgammon. So with Hackgammon, it's already in the title. With Hackgammon, you can hack the regular rules of backgammon, and it's quite interesting. So in this deck, you have around 60 cards, I believe, and each card has a different hack on it. You have some duplicates, but you have a lot of individual hacks that you can use during gameplay to get into some crazy situations. So I want to go through some of the cards. I'm not going to go through all of them because I'm not going to spend like 5 hours on this video. But let's see. So you open the game, and there's a small trifold folder here, which basically is how to play Hackgammon. You have a glossary here for people who are not maybe that familiar with the different terms in backgammon. You have an infographic showing the layout, how to set up the board with the point numbers and all that. And yeah, it's quite simple, you know. So you get that, and then you get the actual deck of cards. Very nice. Okay, so once you've set up the board to start playing backgammon, you put the deck of cards face down next to the board, and then each player draws 3 cards each. So let me just try and find some nice cards here. No hits, let's see here, safe by the dark, blood switch, double. Cool, I have 3 cards here. Let's say I drew these cards. So the first one I got is DIY double. So the way it works is you make the opening roll. No cards can be played during the opening roll, but after the opening roll, when it becomes your turn or your opponent's turn, let's say it becomes my turn, I can choose to play a card before I make my roll. So this one here, DIY double, roll and choose which of the dice should be turned into a double. How cool is that? So I play the card, I play it here, and then I roll the dice. So let's say I roll a 1 and a 2. Kind of a boring roll, but with this card, it becomes quite interesting because now I get to choose, okay, do I want a double 1 or do I want a double 2? Let's say I want a double 1, and then, you know, I say to my opponent, yeah, let me just get a double 1, why not? And then I make my 5 point, make my bar point maybe. And then below each card, there's typically a condition written in red. And the condition for this card is only the doubles can be moved. So if I chose the double 1 and, you know, I had the 2, my other dice was 2, I don't get to move the 2. So the other one here is called Saved by the Dark. And what this card does is you'll notice that it has a symbol on the right of the title. In this case, it's like 2 forward slashes. Any card with this symbol is kind of a permanent card. You place it on the actual board. The effect of the card is canceled only when one of the players rolls a double. Place this card in the center of the outfield or home. Checkers on dark points in this area cannot be hit, only by forced hits. Let's say I play this in my opponent's outfield. Any of my checkers or any of your opponent's checkers cannot be hit. So you basically get like a safe zone on all the dark points, and that can be quite handy. But remember, you know, you can then go ahead and just place blots on all the dark points, but this card will be canceled if one of the players rolls a double. So just something to bear in mind. There's a card here called No Hits, and this one has a different symbol next to the title. This has like a lightning bolt symbol, and these cards are called instant cards. And these cards can be played while it's your opponent's turn. So let's say it was just my turn, and then it becomes my opponent's turn, and then maybe they already make their roll, but then you play this card called No Hits. And what this does is your opponent can't hit you. Does not apply to forced hits. So basically, you can avoid getting hit if you play this card. Quite fun. Okay, so I drew 3 new cards now. There's one called Foresight. Your opponent must make their roll now while it's still your turn. This is cool because it gives you a little bit of a peek into the future, if you will. So And it says here, your opponent cannot use any cards when it becomes their turn, but must make their move immediately, because you basically forced them to make their roll first. So it comes with a little bit of a bonus, this card. And it's quite interesting because now you know which roll your opponent's going to get while it's still your turn. So you can make your moves based on that knowledge, that information. There's a cancel card. This one is very handy because it's an instant card. You can, let's say now it's your opponent's turn, they play a card, that card is really good, and you're like, oh, bummer, I wish I could cancel that card. Whoop, now you can. So you basically say to your opponent, you play this card, and you'll be like, nope, you can play something else. So cancel the effect of the card your opponent has just played. They can draw and play a new card. So yeah, but maybe they're lucky, you know. Maybe they draw the same card that they just had to cancel, and they just play it again, and then you'll be like, oh man, I just wasted a cancel card. Well, it's part of the game. The last one I drew here is called Drop a Dice. It's another instant card. It allows you to cancel one of your opponent's rolled dice. So let's say your opponent rolled a 6-1, and they're just about to make the bar point. Then you play the instant card, and you'll be like, nope. Maybe you should only play the 1. Not the 6. So that's a fun one too. All right, let me find three more, and then we can wrap this up. There's one here called Sabotage. This one called Freedom. Party Bar. Ooh. Okay, so I found one of my personal favorites here. This one is called Party Bar, and that is gonna mess things up. So basically what this card does is move all blots from the board to the bar, your own as well as your opponent's. Let the party begin. So yeah, it's quite kind of self-explanatory, you know. Just all blots on the table, move them to the bar. Freedom is another card. Choose the direction you want to move your checkers. Okay. Maybe forwards and then backwards with the same checker, or maybe backwards with 2 different checkers. You decide. So kind of cool. And the last one I got here is called Sabotage. Yeah, this allows you to move your opponent's checkers instead of your own. Another one of my favorite. I have a lot of favorite cards here because they're just a lot of fun. But especially this one, you know, you just get to mess up your opponent's structure completely. So yeah, that were some of the cards of Hackgammon. It's a fun game. It's really, trust me on this one, it's a lot of fun because you get to really open it up and have a good time and mess things up. It's kind of like an air freshener. You know, you've been playing regular backgammon for a while, and you know, it's a fun game. We all love it, but sometimes you just want to have a little bit of extra fun, you know. You want to try something new. You'll be able to do all those things that you wish you were able to do maybe when you were playing with your friend, playing regular backgammon. Well, now you can. Now you both can. So head on over to shop.backgammongalaxy.com, and for 19 euros, it's a small price for a lot of fun. That's it for now. Take care and happy hacking.